All right, in today's 5-Minute Gardener, this weekend it's going to get cooler. Temperatures at night will also dip. Time to think about protecting all those beautiful plants that you've worked so hard to grow. Our 5-Minute Gardener, Debbie Mounts from Harlow Gardens, shows us the easy way to do it.
Good afternoon, Debbie Mounts, the 5-Minute Gardener here. Okay, it's the end of November, and we're heading into those times when we need to start thinking about those frost tender plants. Here I have a hibiscus, and certainly a hibiscus is one of those frost tender plants. I want to show you one technique today that will help take care of your plants. I have a product called, this one is called Frost Protect. There are some other Frostcloth products that are out there. This one happens to be a bag. It has a drawstring on it, so for things that are in pots, I find it to be very useful. It's really handy. It's a little easier to use sometimes than those big pieces of cloth. But what I want to do is I want to tell you how to do this properly. Now, one of the things you want to do is when you cover your plants, whatever you use to cover them, and try to use not to use something too heavy. You want to make sure that what the fabric is lifted away from the plant. And how you can do that is I just have some little simple bamboo stakes here. I'm going to stick down in this pot. I'm going to put 3 of them in here so that when I put the bag on top of the plant, it doesn't touch the foliage of the plant. So now I'm going to just take my bag and put it right over the top of these bamboo stakes. And this has a drawstring on it. This has a drawstring on it. You can take it and you can put it all the way down here. And then you just pull it tight on one side and pull it tight on the other. Got these little leaves in there, and that will protect your plants overnight. And this will stay on because it does draw in tight around the bottom. You can tie them together if you like, if you're worried about it blowing. But this is one of the best ways to help take care of those plants on those cold, well, Tucson cold winter nights.
Cold enough to do damage.
Yes,
that's
right.
The problem.
That's the key.
That drawstring bag is fabulous.
It is. It makes it a whole lot easier because lots of times you do the frost cloth over plants and then you've got rocks here, and at the nursery we use clothespins and clips and things, and if we get a really windy night, even that can sometimes get blown off. The bags are going to be more secure, I think. I did bring, on the last segment, I planted the paper whites with the ryegrass, and this is about 3 weeks ago that we did that. But I did bring this in for everybody to see today, how they're growing. So the paper whites are about this tall now, and in about 6 weeks they're going to be blooming. So I thought people might like to see this.
And what a lovely gift to give someone.
Oh yeah,
perfect
very
holiday
easy.
gift. Yeah,
and you can do a smaller pot. You could do like
2 of them.
2 of them in there, or 1 of them even with a little grass. It'd be fabulous. And what I did too today is I brought in some of the other fabric. Now this isn't a bag. This is a 10 by 12 piece, and this stuff is a little bit heavier, so it can cover maybe a little bit. For a little bit more cold. Okay. But it cannot stay on the plant for any real length of time. The bags can because they're a little lighter, so they can stay on for weeks. If you have to go out of town or something, they could stay on for weeks. This can't, but this is very strong, and you can cut it to whatever size you need. And this is 10 by 12.
And you can also like put it over bedding plants if you have a bunch of petunias and pansies. You can just kind of put it over it with the stakes.
And most of your winter bedding will not be affected by the cold. Your pansies, violas, petunias, snapdragons. The plant themselves will not be, but lots of times the flowers will get nipped. And so if you want to protect your flowers, you can go ahead and use some of these type things to protect them.
And at what temperature would you say it's a good idea to start protecting?
Well, for us at the nursery, we know that when Jimmy says it's going to be 32 degrees, we know over the years that we're generally about 4 degrees colder. It helps if you know at your house, if you're near a wash or a low-lying area, even just a little wash, it can make a difference because the cold sinks. So if your house is right near there, it's going to be colder at your house.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.